Welcome to the Bud's Beer Blurb podcast. You can catch all of our episodes on Bud's blog site at budsbeerblurb.com. We can be heard on Spotify, Amazon Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, and many other podcast sites. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Just welcome everyone to episode 8 of Bud's Beer Blurb, the podcast. I'm Bud Espy, your host, and I'm running solo on this one. My co-host Nick Briggs has been tied up getting ready for a big event in his life. That's right, Nick is having a baby. On this episode we have some exciting things happening. I had the opportunity to go to New Cambridge Project in Bristol, Connecticut, where the Firefly Hollow brewery used to stand. I was very upset when Firefly Hollow closed, but I'm very pleased to say that the New Cambridge Project is a great brewery to visit. I sat down with Spencer Shankle, one of the owners, to have a chat and hear all the details about what's going on down there. I'm also reviewing a brand new New England IPA from Labyrinth Brewing Company. Adam and Sean were on the previous episode, but didn't mention Scribble Dibble New England IPA. I saw it on their social media platforms, and I decided to give it a taste. Our Hops 101 segment is all about the hops used in Scribble Dibble, Elani LupoMax. This segment will explain some of the flavors that I experienced with Labyrinth's new beer. All of this and a ridiculous fake commercial. So, let's get this episode rolling and start out with Spencer Shankle of the New Cambridge Project. Bud from Bud's Beer Blurb, and I am at a very special place right now. Holds a special place in my heart. I am at Firefly Hollow Brewing Company, and I am sitting with Spencer Shankle. Spencer, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, man.
You know, this is exciting. You're the new brewery owner, and you have 2 partners, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Well, actually, technically it's 4. 3 that pretty much live in these walls, and a 4th partner that kind of wrangles all of us and keeps us on track.
Okay, is that like the silent partner kind of thing, or?
Her name's Victoria, and she's actually Dan's girlfriend, and
Excellent.
She keeps us on track.
Okay, and Dan is one of the owners?
Yep, Dan is also one of the owners.
And we have somebody else here with us in the brewery at the moment. That's James.
James is hiding behind the bar right now, but he is one of the owners and also the front of house manager for us, so he kind of keeps everything out here clean and keeps the customers happy.
Okay, well, I gotta ask, how did this come to pass? How did you acquire Firefly?
I was actually brought in last.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of the brainchild of both Dan and James in the beginning. I was roped in, and it seemed like it would be a great time. Obviously, you know, there's a lot more that comes with starting a brewery and a lot more headaches.
Yep.
Pretty much we had all been in the industry in various departments and companies for quite a while, and like a lot of people, we reached that point where we're thinking to ourselves at night, why don't we do this? Why don't we go do our own thing? And pretty much we were going to open a brewery. We didn't know where.
Mm-hmm.
James was dead set on Bristol. He's, you know, a Bristol native. He lives right around the corner, and he will brag about that to us almost on a daily basis.
Okay.
We had our sights set on Bristol, and we saw that Firefly Hollow was actually up for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to reach out, and we're sitting here in the newly decorated taste room, and the rest is history.
It looks wonderful in here. It really does. You have a classic look going on in an industrial area. I was told it's you're trying to make people feel like they're at home, and success. You did it. This is really great. It's very comfortable in here. I was here when it was Firefly, and it seemed a little more crowded, but still, that was a wonderful experience back then. This is like, well, in some spots, it looks like you're sitting in Grandma's living room.
That was the plan for that little nook.
That is, I love that little spot right there. I do. So, did you guys know Dana at all?
I've interacted with Dana personally, just in like passing at some events or some Brewers Guild meetings a long time ago. But none of us were actually personal friends with him. Just, you know, mutual relationships through the industry.
Right.
So we actually had no prior connection to Dana really before getting involved with this transition.
And just to clarify to my listeners, Dana was the previous owner, one of the owners, and the brewer.
Yep.
Right.
The brain behind Firefly. Fantastic guy. Great brewer.
Yeah, he is a good guy.
Just, great at his craft.
You guys are working hard on this. I know it's got to be a ton of work, especially just looking at the place. You can see there's so much work put into this. But do you guys have like other careers besides the brewery?
Before we all came in here, we were obviously working in our own respective departments at other companies, but now we are all, besides Victoria, Dan, James, and I are 100% here.
Wow.
And only here.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, well, we've really thought about getting some cots to put in the back.
Get next door for me. I love this place.
Yeah, why not?
So that's a gamble.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys are willing to make that gamble and jump in with this.
Oh, yeah, we are not, our toes aren't even in the water. We are fully, I would say we're actually past our necks.
Spencer just gave me a tour of the place, and the last time I was here, I didn't receive a tour. It was early in my blog years, and I just saw what I've seen of the brewery was like 1/3 of what you have. You have so much space that you're planning on renovating, correct?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing some general housekeeping, adding more equipment. Canning line was our first one. We have a lot more down the pipeline, and we are actually going to be planning on expanding further into the building we're currently in.
Yeah, actually. You have so much space back there. It's incredible. I can't wait to see it.
I get lost. I get lost pretty frequently, actually.
I'd like, if we could, and let me know when you have like the next project done. I want to come back again, you know, and just keep going with this and
absolutely
tell everybody about it. So, how are your patrons reacting? Like, have the regulars come back?
It's actually really funny because obviously we are in Firefly Hollow's old space, and we're operating as the new Cambridge project. It creates, naturally, some confusion because we pretty much just repainted the place and reopened as what it was previously, a brewery.
Right.
It's actually been amazing because the regulars that used to come to Firefly all the time actually bought memberships to our mug club. And they're actually some of our most loyal customers right now.
Excellent.
So we have a few that come same time, same day of the week, every single week.
Beautiful.
And they're always excited to try the new beer because right now on average we're releasing one new beer a week. And they come through and they try it. Even if it's a style they don't prefer, they'll have a full pour of it. And they enjoy it and they're just excited. And obviously, you know, they're all excited for the Firefly beers to also make a return. But, you know, they've all said, you know, they're all brutally honest. They're fantastic, but I love how brutally honest they are. They're like, you know, we were a little nervous when we heard someone else was coming in here to make beer.
Right?
And I'm like, how do I take that? But they're like, but your beer's actually good. I'm like, going home and talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, they said actually good. Yeah. How do I process that?
Right.
But then they came back and they keep drinking our beer. And I'm like, all right, it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, right. It actually is good. Yeah. Well, that's good to hear that you're doing that. Now, you mentioned the new Cambridge project, correct? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so the new Cambridge project is the company that we opened and founded. And first and foremost, we are our own separate brewery entity. So we have our own branding, our own direction that we want to go in, our own product, all original recipes. And we are the brewery that's in 139 Center Street. But what we want to do is we want to operate it kind of as like a brewery collective.
Okay.
So while we are focusing on our own brand, we want to have other people come in here and either we contract for them or we brew for them and they serve out of our tap room. Right. We want to be a place where other brands can come and create product and also kind of act as a resource for them and help get their names out there.
Oh, I got to ask, have you spoke to Dana about coming in with his old recipes?
We've had some conversations with Dana.
Okay.
And, you know, without going into too much detail, he just is excited to be out of beer.
He's roasting coffee right at the moment.
He's doing a fantastic job. He's traveling across the country and going to competitions for roasting. I mean, the guy knows how to make an amazing beverage. He has great sensory skills.
Yeah.
It honestly makes sense for me, in my opinion, to go on to the next thing, coffee. But he and Justin and all the other people that were involved, they were doing this for such a long time. And they're excited to see it continue on. And that chapter is closed for them. But we got their blessings. They're very excited. And they've tried our beer and they enjoy it.
On your social media, you got Firefly 2.0.
Yes.
Is it kind of going to like meld and change into
the new Cambridge project?
I'm still trying to get the acronym there.
Or the NCP, whatever works.
You're going to change it into that.
So eventually we're going to be meshing. It's a little hard to run both profiles as the same person.
Right.
because I'm like, do I operate one profile as the, one of the other voices in my head? Or like, what are we trying to do there?
Mm-hmm.
But since we, as a New Cambridge project, own Firefly, we will eventually be meshing them together to hopefully try to get rid of some of the obvious confusion that's going on.
Right. And that's good, though. I can totally understand that. But you got a lot of plans for the brewery, and you got your canning, so you're going to be going into canning production.
Oh, absolutely. We want our beer, New Cambridge Project and Firefly and their brands that we work with, we want our beer canned and out there in the wild and for people to drink wherever they are.
Okay. Well, I got a little surprise for you. This is a little nostalgia, if you will. You can see I have this cardboard cylinder.
Oh, no.
And
all right, let's see what it is.
I gotta show you this.
Oh, okay. We got an original Local Bud.
Yeah, Local Bud was my very first Firefly Hollow beer. It was awesome. It was a little bit on the bitter side, a little dank because they brought out the cannabis in the hops.
Oh yeah.
But it was also very, very sweet and a lot of flavor, and I loved that beer. And I figured I'd just bring that in and show it to you.
No, I love it. I don't know if it's going to spoil anything, but it is going to come back.
That's not a spoiler alert. That is exciting to hear.
This is actually, so our head brewer, his name's Lou. This is actually his favorite beer of Firefly. So,
but he's got good taste.
Yeah, he's really excited. He's like, when are we throwing that in the brew schedule? And I'm like, just be patient.
Yeah.
It's coming. I love that, though.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
I've had that for years, just sitting in my bar,
It's a cool label, too. I really like it.
Yeah.
The color scheme's beautiful.
What's on tap right now?
Right now, as we are progressing through our soft opening phase and getting ready for grand open, we have about, I believe, 6 beverages on tap this week.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a base seltzer recipe called Bristol Light.
Mm-hmm.
Very enjoyable, and we actually flavor it for order. So we kind of treat it like a spiked Italian soda bar. So we have a few flavors that rotate, either weekly or bi-weekly, whatever we're kind of feeling in the moment. And if people want it flavored, we add flavor, and it's made to order, and it's just a fun little kind of novelty experience for the customers.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we have our Fool's Golden Ale, the classic unfiltered Golden Ale, nothing crazy, just a straight, fastball down the middle, like I told you, prior to us recording. Classic Golden unfiltered with East Kent Golden hops.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we have Tractor, which is our classic American lager.
Mm-hmm.
Touch of Cascade in there really brings out the fruity esters.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable, really dangerous, especially because it's 5.1, which is not, not too daunting, but with the flavor, I could have about 30 of them. So
that'll catch up to you quick.
Absolutely. And then after that is our Bow Fighter, which is a traditional ESB.
Okay.
Just, classic ESB. You get that kind of little bit of biscuit, a little bit of malt, a little bit of golden raisin on the nose.
Beautiful.
It's just classic.
Yeah.
Not a super popular style, but it's actually shockingly, I think, number 2 on our rotation right now as far as demand.
Nice.
We got a couple other ones fighting for number 1, but we have that. And then after that, we have, I would say, probably our most popular beer right now, which I'm actually sipping a little bit right now to, keep my mouth, from going dry while I'm talking.
Right.
It's called Taxi. It's a hoppy pale ale.
Mm-hmm.
Very good foundational recipe with Citra and Mosaic hops.
Mm-hmm.
Smells great, drinks great, 5.1%. Could have 50 of them. We just keep going up in numbers.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you fans of the old show, Taxi or something?
So, fun fact about the name of Taxi, the space we're in built the first Yellow Cabs for New York.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So it's a little nod to the past of the space we're in.
That is so cool. Yeah. That's
so it's a little fun
beautiful
fact.
nod. That is a beautiful nod. Go ahead.
And then after that, we have First Strike, which is a classic American oatmeal milk stout. No crazy adjuncts, pretty dry, malty, chocolatey, just 5.4%, easy drinking. And I'm getting ready to actually throw that in some barrels soon.
Oh.
And start having fun with it.
Yeah, some bourbon barrels.
Oh, yeah. We're working on getting some more barrels in. I'm so excited. It's also going to be low ABV.
We have people coming in. That's fantastic. I'm glad to see these patrons coming in and honoring this place again. So let's review a beer.
Okay.
You down with that?
You don't have to ask me twice.
Okay. Yeah, I think I want to go with taxi.
You want to go with taxi?
I do.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I am very sure. Let's get a taxi. Okay, let's go over it again. What do we have in front of us?
So right now you have our taxi pale ale.
Mm-hmm.
We like to kind of call it a hoppy ale.
Okay.
But, it's a classic recipe, very simple, base malt grain bill, perfect amount of oats in there, and white wheat just to kind of smooth it out. And then it is aggressively hopped and dry hopped with nice blend of Citra and Mosaic.
Okay, Citra Mosaic. Yeah, classics.
Classics.
Yep. And the ABV on this?
So this one is going to be sitting in at 5.1.
Okay. And what can I expect from the aroma and the taste?
I'm trying to think, because for me, I've had a lot of beers. I'm sure you have as well. And in the industry, we're starting to get some really fun beers.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, when I sip this, it kind of feels like nostalgia.
Okay.
Kind of like I'm from the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I like to drink what I like to call bitter, hoppy, carbonated bong water. I love West Coast IPAs. One's coming. But for me, this just reminds me of when I moved here, just that first sip of just
New England.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for me, I'm an outsider, so I hadn't had one, and I've been here about 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings back to the first week I moved here.
I love the New Englands. I'm not a fan of the West Coast. Sorry.
And
if you watch any of my stuff, you'll see it. Like, there's brewers who are like, okay, so, Bud, this is the West Coast. I know you don't like West Coast, but, I know how to review it. I know what it's supposed to taste like, so that's
pretty important.
I'm not like, okay, I don't like West Coast, so this sucks. I'm going to get a lot. No, it's not like that. This is the West Coast. This is what I expect. This is what you delivered. This is your rating. Yeah. So, New England, we got Citra. Did you bring the Citra out more to make it a little more dank, or?
You have to try it out.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's all personal preference, or personal interpretation.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's see what the nose says. Very fruity.
I was going to say, I have allergies, so you're on your own on this one.
Oh, no. I got melon, pineapple, lots of citrus. Of course, you got the Citra hops, so obviously that's what you're going to catch, but that sweetness is really beautiful. Oh,
yeah.
I
like to call it nice and pillowy.
Pillowy. Okay. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that's balanced beautifully.
Thank you.
That really is. Because the way you were talking about the West Coast, I was really expecting it to be more dank than it is.
No, this one is
pillowy is a good description, dude.
It's cozy.
Yeah, it just glides across your tongue. It's sweet, and it has that little bit of bitter in the background, but not overwhelming. Another sip.
Well, it's you kind of need that bitterness to round out everything else. It can't just be, a juice bomb.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, I'm going to let you know I'm tough with my ratings.
Go for it.
And I've had other brewers say, gee, I really feel bad for these guys because, Bud, you're kind of tough on them. But this is delicious. It's balanced so well. You got that Citra, just producing that citrus flavor. You got the sweetness of melon. That's what I'm really getting, is that melon. And that's probably from your Galaxy. So, this is a high rating. 3 3/4 for me.
I'll take it.
That's, for me, that is a very high rating. I mentioned to you before off recording that I like the higher ABVs.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
We're gonna bring you back. Don't worry.
That's a beautiful thing.
We'll take care of you soon.
I like that flavor in the background. Some people are like, oh, it's too much alcohol. No, not for me. I'm a good Irish boy, so
Gotta stay true to that.
So 3 3/4 all the way, definitely. I'm gonna sip on it some more, and I might even do it after the beer. This little segment we have where after we finish the beer, do we still have the same opinion?
Okay, yeah.
So I might go for that too.
No, I like the analytical process of this. It's nice to hear, every part of the experience from, somebody that isn't here working or making the beer.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's outside of the box, if you will. Okay. So right now you're in the stage of just soft opening, correct?
That is correct. Yeah,
Okay.
right now.
And when do you think your grand opening will be?
So we actually are going to be grand opening May 2nd.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a weird date. It's a Thursday, but it's the only date that the mayor was going to be available to cut the ribbon with the big scissors.
Thirsty Thursday, right?
Exactly. We're going to bring it back in Bristol, but we're going to be doing our grand opening May 2nd through Sunday, May 5th. And, we're going to be kicking it off on Thursday with, obviously, the ribbon cutting.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually have, I'm not too familiar with the local stations, but I believe it's Power 104.
Power 104.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're actually going to be doing a live broadcast here.
Oh, excellent.
On Thursday, I believe, from 4 to 6.
That's cool.
And we're going to have food trucks here
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. and live music on Saturday and Sunday.
Well, food trucks, but you have a little something here, don't you?
Yeah, we got a little bites. We got some hot dogs made in New Britain and some pierogies. A full kitchen is actually coming soon.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be amazing. Well, like I said, with all the space they have here, they can put whatever they want. They really can. Now, for the grand opening, do you have certain beers that are going to be released?
Oh yeah. So the week before grand opening, we are going to be releasing a West Coast IPA.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't like that, but you have to deal with it. That one is, for me, a nod to my home state.
Absolutely.
California. Love it. Cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
And then for grand opening, we're actually going to be unveiling our first full East Coast IPA.
Oh, okay.
So that one I'm really looking forward to. Really well balanced. Aroma on it's top notch. It's probably going to be about 7.1%.
Oh, okay.
We're starting to creep into that territory
Yeah.
I'm familiar with. And that one I honestly cannot wait for. It's balanced. It's just another thing that's dangerous. I'll drink, we went from like 30 cans to 50. This one could probably be 60 cans.
Wow.
Yeah, we're creeping up.
Cool.
And then we're actually going to be releasing 2 beers. We're going to do the East Coast IPA, and then we actually are going to be releasing a Mexican lager for that weekend. And it's going to have a little bit of salt and lime in it.
Yeah.
So
Those
that
are tasty.
that one's also going to be fairly dangerous.
Would you going to be doing anything like with habaneros or anything like that in it?
So we're going to do some treated versions down the road. For Cinco de Mayo, we're actually going to offer all of our pours with a tahini rim.
Okay.
So give it a little bit of that chili lime on there.
Beautiful.
Got some agave in there too. That just kind of rounds it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, once again, another dangerous beverage.
So that's the releases for
The next couple weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
So West Coast next week, and then the following week for grand opening, the East Coast with the Mexican lagers.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, this may sound like a strange question, but do you have anything that you would like to say to the people who are just discovering that this place is open?
I mean, kind of on par with every business. Just, come on down and check us out.
Excellent.
We love what we're doing. We're excited to be here, and we just want to get to know our local. We want to get to know the community. We want to get to know the people around here, and don't be a stranger. Just come say hi.
Beautiful. Spencer, I wish you great success. You're off to a fantastic start. It looks fantastic. Thank you so much for allowing us to come here. All right.
This was for my first podcast experience. This was absolutely wonderful.
Good. I'm glad I can help you experience it that way then. Beautiful. All right. Hey, I'm Buzz from Buzz Beer Blurb, and I am on location at Firefly Hollow, which is now becoming
the new Cambridge project.
And we're out.
And now, Buzz Beer Blurb presents Hops 101.
On this edition of Hops 101, we present to you Elani LupoMax hops. Formerly known as YQH-1320, this is a new experimental hop variety. This hop exhibits heavy notes of pineapple, tangerine, guava, lime, white peach, and orange zest. Some breweries even say that it tastes like juicy fruit gum. What is LupoMax? Well, I'm glad you asked. LupoMax is a new concentrated pellet that delivers a consistent, efficient, and optimized hop flavor. The LupoMax process creates less vegetative matter compared to regular hop pellets, so you get hop flavors that are bigger, bolder, and brighter. This means less waste of beer and less mess to clean up. I recently tried Elani LupoMax hops in Scribble Dibble New England IPA by Labyrinth Brewing Company out of Manchester, Connecticut, and was pleased by the flavor and aroma. You can catch that review coming right up. Well, that wraps up this edition of Hops 101. If you have a particular hop variety that you would like to hear about, then please contact me via email at budsbeerblurb@gmail.com or on my Instagram Messenger. Thanks for listening. Okay, well, as promised, I have a beer review for you. It's called Scribble Dibble. It's a New England IPA, and it's by Labyrinth Brewing Company out of Manchester, Connecticut. It has an ABV of 7.1%. I find that to be very respectable. And it has a hop profile. Now, it has a New Zealand hop called Rocco. And this will give us some green fruit, like, Granny Smith apples, things like that. And some sweet fruit, like maybe some pineapple or melon, that kind of thing. And then they have a new hop. They have Elani LupoMax. So I just did a Hops 101 edition on this hop, so all the characteristics were described there. So you should have a good feel of what I am expecting to taste. Here's how Labyrinth describes Scribble Dibble. Scribble Dibble colors outside the lines. No rules, no boundaries. All experimentation with ingredients and technique. Each version of Scribble Dibble is a unique experience for us and you. Now, in that, they said each version. So, I'm guessing we'll see more Scribble Dibble in the future. I know I'm looking forward to that. So, let's crack this thing open and see what the nose says. Nice. Alright. So as I'm pouring this into my glass, I'm picking up some stone fruit like apricots or mango. Citrus like clementine. And definitely some sweet fruit like pineapple. Ooh, that smells wonderful. Wow. Alrighty then. Let's give it a taste. That is smooth. Wow. Light. Refreshing. Fruity. Hang on, let me take another sip here. Yeah, the pineapple and clementine mango, they're very forward. Has a very nice, smooth mouthfeel. This is delicious. Oh man, that is really, really good. I have to give this 4 out of 5 mugs. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? This is the type of beer that I look forward to sitting on Labyrinth's new deck on a hot summer night and sipping on one of these things. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. Scribble Dibble by Labyrinth Brewing. I highly recommend it. Well, that's it for this episode. I want to thank Spencer Shankle and everyone at New Cambridge Project for all of their valuable time. I'd also like to thank Adam Delora of Labyrinth Brewing for providing Scribble Dibble for review. A big shout out to my boy Nick, sending that baby all the good vibes we can muster. And I really want to thank you, the listener, for spending this time with me, and I want to let you know that I really do appreciate it. This is Bud from Bud's Beer Blurb. Until next time, I'll be tipping one back for you.